Praise God. Good evening, our viewers. I welcome you to Church of Uganda Family TV. Parenting is our program every Monday from 6:30. My name is Reverend Asaph Kawuma Mabiriizi, your host for this program. We've talked about a number of topics, and every time we come around, we come with a new topic. Even today, we have a new topic on parenting. And this topic is role modeling. Role modeling. Because I certainly know many parents at home or with their children, they carry a number of questions. They wanted to be good examples to their children, but how? That's a big question. And we want to share with you how you can role model for your children in specific areas so that your children come out productively. But I want to remind you that role modeling is the best way of parenting your children. Some parents think it is talking to children that works. It works a little bit, but works more when you walk the talk as parents. When you do what you talk before your children, demonstrate it well, then certainly your children will pick. And some researchers have said that as parents, what we do practically, whatever we demonstrate at home, our children take 85% of it. And when we talk to them, they take only 15%. I think you can now understand the importance of role modeling. But who is a role model? Is where I want to begin from. I work with Saroma Christian High School as school chaplain, but also work at St. Dunstan's Church in Mukono Diocese as the assistant vicar in that very parish. A role model is a person whose behavior or success can be emulated by others. And we are talking about role modeling at the level of parenting, in the context of parenting. Now, when we try to define this, I want you to imagine it in a context, in the right context, parenting. So this is a person whose behavior or success can be emulated by others. According to Bandura's social learning theory, I want you to listen carefully. Learning from the role models is described as observation learning. So if they are children observing the parent, they are learning. They learn through observation, especially observing their parents and what they do. And according to this theory, effective learning occurs by observing others. Others what? Others' actions and outcomes of their behaviors. Now, as parents, we have to be careful how we demonstrate, how we role model to our children. If you role model wrongly, certainly that will be the trend your children will take. And remember, they take 85%. If you drink before them, trust me, tomorrow you see them drinking even more than you. They will drink more than you. If you see you demonstrate before them smoking, certainly they will smoke. 85% they take what you do. But here we are choosing positive role modeling. Role modeling the right way for the good of our children and their development. I want to share with you ways, powerful ways we can role model to our children as parents. Listen to this statement. The most powerful role models for children sit across from the dinner table. Now, parents, this statement speaks about how we eat at home. Things have changed. Long before, we used to sit on olujuliro. In Uganda, it's called olujuliro. Food is in the middle, and children and parents sit around, and then they eat from the olujuliro. Now, the modern sitting, those days we used to sit down. The modern sitting is on a dining table. On the table, you sit around, the father, mother, maybe across, and the children, and you eat together. And you do self-service, or mommy can serve the children. And here they are saying, the most powerful role models for children sit across from the dinner table. These days, even the dining table has been boycotted. And after getting food or supper, everyone finds his corner where to sit. Some are in the sitting room, some are in the kitchen, somebody's eating from the bedroom, and the parents have given that freedom to happen. There is no way you can be a good role model to your children if you allow that to happen. I want to repeat this statement for parents who are watching this program. The most powerful role models for children sit across from the dinner table. I hope the point is made. Praise the Lord. Now, ways to be role models to our children. Number one way is, as a parent, to exercise a healthy living. Healthy living. And this will involve proper eating properly and doing some bit of exercise. I mean, boba togenda mu nnimiro nga tulina tokola exercise ya kulima, oli mukyala atula mu office, atula n'okola emirimu gyo most of the day, you need exercise. You need to eat well, but again with exercise. And this is showing your children that you're concerned about your health. Let us not be reckless. Let us be concerned about our health, because when we eat properly and exercise regularly, not only does it improve our own living, but it sets the example for our children. When they grow up, they'll equally be concerned about their health. Then in Uganda, people have lost track. They are losing the benefit of exercising. And I had some days on the media that were talking about exercise. You know, running, even especially for office workers, running. But let us eat well before our children and also do exercise. If you drink excessively before your children, that's a reckless way of living. Doesn't really role model well to your children, because too much alcohol can affect your liver. And if it is smoking, that's not a healthy way of living which can be demonstrated well before children, because that's not healthy way that they can pick from you. That would be a wrong way of role modeling before children. Though we know these are addicts or addictives, parents can find help from rehab centers or hospitals to see how they can live better lives and role model well before their children. The other way parents can role model before children and positively is exercising self-improvement. Self-improvement. You know, this can be in terms of development. Your children should see you progressing. Yes, some days they grow up seeing you in the rent or rentals, renting, and your burden has been every end of the month you have to pay money to the owner or landlord. Let these children see you from renting. Now you have a piece of land, and show them that this is our piece of land. This is where we hope to put our own house and get out of the rentals. That is self-improvement. And it sends a signal to your children that they ought also to work on their self-improvement in the course of their development. Self-improvement should always be on our minds as parents. Try new experiences and broaden your horizons. This teaches your children to never stop growing. There's always something new to learn in this life. Try to learn something new every day. When teaching about how to be a role model, start with self-improvement. Let the children see you progressing. Maybe it can be also in terms of your academic improvement. You started with your children, but maybe you are at the diploma level. Let the children see you upgrading to a degree level, to a master's level. Some people are strong enough. I've gone to a PhD level, like my friend Reverend Dr. Kakoza Paul, the Education Secretary, the provincial offices here in Church of Uganda, Namirembe. I saw him rising from one level to another. Some parents have gone that far. That's our way we can exercise self-improvement before our children, to demonstrate well before them that they can also take care of themselves for improvement as they grow. Number 3, very important. Number 3 is serving, volunteering. As parents, this is one of the best way to build family unity, by the way. Teamwork skills, and most of all, general and serving habits. General and serving habits. Teach your kids, teach your children to meet the needs of others. This can best be done in church. As a father, mother, are you ready to volunteer at church for any business? Maybe teaching Sunday school. Maybe becoming head of laity. Maybe serving in any church office under your priest. And let your children know that I'm the zone leader of this area under the church. I'm volunteering. I'm not paid for it, but I'm doing this for the good of the church. I'm the charity, head of charity in my church. You celebrate that. And that is serving and volunteering, a way to demonstrate before our children well. And you can also demonstrate to your children by giving in to church as parents. Don't be so mean. Some parents talk to their children. They talk against church business because, and I want to say before they are very children. The children are listening about the comments you're making about your very church. That's not so good. That's not positive demonstration or positive role modeling. It is negative. That's teaching your children. And remember, when you do it practically, they are taking 85%. Imagine how you are going to leave them behind after your life in this world. Let us demonstrate well before our children. Number 4, open up your mind. Do not hide who you are as a person to your children. Share your past experiences when it is appropriate. Some parents sit with their children and they don't know what to talk about. You have a lot to share with them about your past experience, your education, for example. The way you met with your mom, if you're a father. The way you met their father, if you're a mother. But also, not only academics, but challenges you encountered during your childhood. These are areas we can share with our children, and they can be learning points for them. Share your past experiences when appropriate, mistakes and victories. Show them that vulnerability is a virtue that comes from a position of strength. When you need help, say it out. Speak your mind. Say it out. And that is strength, by the way, in one way. Take your children to work with you and let them see your daily life. This is role modeling. Status doesn't mean a thing, but your attitude and your demeanor mean the world. Number 5, self-control. One way to demonstrate well for our children, I think here parents need to give it more attention, is to practice self-control. Many of our children today have no self-control. That's why you hear, these days have reduced. That's why you hear children can easily demonstrate. Children can go ahead and ban a school because they are carrying beef. Self-control is learned from home. Declaring your emotions, whatever they may be, is healthy and reduces them. The moment you speak out about what you're feeling, there's a way that stress reduces. How we go about doing that in front of our children, however, has major consequences. As difficult as it can be, it is essential to practice self-control as much as possible in front of our children. Bite your tongue, for example, if it's too much. Bite your tongue. I see you want to shout out to their mom. Bite out your tongue and control that temper if need be. take it out in the gym. Go and do some gym work, or go for a running. Get engaged in some kind of business. This is one way you can arrest emotions and that excessive temper that doesn't appear before children. When you do it, your children are seeing and they are able to learn from you. Number 6 is right relationships. Let's have right relationships as parents before our children. We have many important relationships, and not all of them are going to be pleasant, isn't it? Not always all these relationships are pleasant. Maybe there are issues with your parents. Maybe there are issues with your step-parents. Could be your brothers and sisters, or your ex-wife or ex-husband. Forgive and give grace. Forgive. Let your children see you willing to forgive. Let go. Seek to be right in your relationships over being right. Don't always want to be the right person, but seek to be right in that relationship. Make it as hard as possible for anyone to say anything bad about you. In other words, as parents, let's role model to be good before people around us. Our children should not see that we have wrong attachments with other people, especially neighbors, issues with neighbors, issues with particular people. And some parents have risks. They talk about others openly when their children are listening. And they think children are not listening. They listen and record those children, Number 7 is respect and listening. These are ways you can role model before your children as a parent at home. And your children will grow up right, will experience good development, and be able to practice these virtues as they grow up, and therefore become better parents, possibly or perhaps than you. Be an initiator and always take personal responsibility first when it comes to relationships. Parents, have good relationship with people. That's how your children will learn to have good relationship with fellow students in schools, particularly those in boarding sections. While we're in school, like I told you, I'm a chaplain at Soroma Christian School. We see these children and their character. And when we see them, we reflect and know and come to know that now this habit of this child comes from home. The child has not been taught how to relate with others. There are children who are tough, highly tempered, and sometimes they may not come to you, but you see them in conflicting with others. And then there are others who will come softly and say, Reverend, I've come to you because my problem is high temper. I don't know why. And they can't tell. But actually, this high temper is learned from home by the way we demonstrate to our children, either from a biological parent or a guardian the child is under. So let us learn to have a good relationship with our neighbors, with people around us, even workplace, and talk well about others so that our children can also learn from us and be able to practice the same when they grow up and as they grow up. Number 7 is respect and listening. This is very important. I might relate it to some other topic we talked about in the previous Mondays or programs. If you want to teach your children how to be confident, parents, listen carefully. Parents delight when their children are confident. They can easily stand up before a congregation and articulate issues well, or during debate. Let me tell you, this is a tip. If you want to teach your children how to be confident, it starts with showing them respect for who they are, and listening to their unique thoughts. This doesn't apply only to parents, but I think also teachers. Teachers, let us learn to listen to children. Well, before we minister a punishment, can you give an ear to this child even when the cause is obvious? Let me say, listening is one essential way we can grow responsible leaders for this country. If we learn to listen to children, everyone else wants to be listened to, even adults. Even adults. So just as adults want to be listened to, children as well want to be listened to. So respect and listening. If you want to teach your children how to be confident, it starts with showing them respect for who they are and listening to their unique thoughts. They have unique thoughts. You can be surprised if you give them an ear. Father, mother, before you discipline this child, if the child has something to tell you, give it an ear. Give it an ear and then correct from the childish communication so that your child will learn also to listen to others when the child grows up. This is tough aspect of leadership, but the best leaders listen carefully and talk far less. So open your mind and your ears to what your children are telling you. They will in turn learn to do the same later in life. And this statement, which is ending, can be related to something I talked about in one of the programs we presented here on one of the Mondays. So they will in turn learn to do the same later in life. When the children grow up, the listening to you as an old man or woman, it will depend on how you listen to them while they were young. If you did not listen to them, that habit reciprocates. It comes back to you. You will need your children, but they will not be responding immediately as you want, because they are taught that someone can wait on in order for them to finish their business before they can respond. So when your children have something to tell you, daddy, mommy, even if you're watching news, give them an ear and say, yes, Alice, yes, Elizabeth, Emmanuel, tell me something. What do you have to say to me? And then, yes, it will be very good role modeling, which these children can exercise in future. Number 8 is positive attitude. There is plenty of negativity to be found in society today. Oh, people are too negative. Now, do not add to the daily chorus your children experiences. When your children go out there, they'll find people are too negative. But should the child find the same in you, then the child have some doubt that yes, people are negative, people are bad, but there's some good people. And one of them is my father. One of them is my mother. There's some who are good. Instead, display a positive and reassuring attitude and optimism. Don't let your child conclude that in life there are no good people. Some people have concluded like that, and those are the most difficult people you'll find in society. They don't trust anybody. They don't believe in anybody. They want to be self-independent. They don't believe in cooperation. These things all emanate from the backgrounds we grow up from. Number 9, goal setting. Setting goals is important to give us a benchmark of where we are going and the progress we are making. Now, implementing and achieving these goals, or those goals, are of equal importance. When our children see us moving along exactly according to plan, it shows the importance of organization as self-discipline. Dear parents, let's set goals. Let us set goals and let our children know that we have set some goals that we have achieved. Now, let children realize that we are achieving these goals. The moment they see these goals being achieved, that means they can also plan for their lives better and wait patiently until such life goals can be achieved. Their goals can be academic goals. And here in conclusion, I've written here that help them come up with their own set goals and praise them when the goals are met. This could be academic goal. Maybe your child can say, I want to be among the first 10 in my class this term. Let's say a goal set. And when they achieve it, Father, go ahead and praise them. Even when they don't, and you realize that they are trying, just say some praising words to motivate this child to do better the following term. There can be goals in regard to their hygiene. There can be goals in regard to their organization, self-organization, or self-discipline. Once they are achieved, you have to praise them as a parent. And I say you have to, because if you don't, then it becomes bad. These children cannot be motivated, cannot fail to be motivated, and expect them to chase goals again. Let them keep chasing goals because you praise them, and they chase them because they want to please you, but also they should see the benefit of realizing these goals because it has come from you. And lastly, as we are about to close in the remaining 5 minutes, walk the talk. Dear parents, role modeling means walking the talk. The single most important aspect of being your child's role model is to always say and mean what you say. Say it and mean it. Walk the talk, dear parents. Back up your words with visible and concrete actions and be a man of integrity and value. When you promise your children something, I want to use this word, fight to meet that promise. Because this is role modeling. Otherwise, you appear as a liar. And your children take it normal that I can promise somebody and fail to fulfill. Walk the talk. Actions speak volumes. I'm telling you, before these children, like I've told you from the beginning, these children learn from us more when we demonstrate practically. If your agenda is to talk to your children, trust me, they will take very little. They'll take 15%. You can't tell your child don't wear badly or put on skirts with mini skirts. When you're a parent, you put on a skirt that exposes your thighs. You can't tell your child don't put on tightly, those tight jeans, and then you're found in tight jeans. Don't use vulgar language, and then here you speak to their mother with vulgar language. Walk the talk. And as Benjamin Franklin pointed out, this man said, well done is better than well said. Well done means you have done it practically. No. Well done means it's something practically done well. They're saying well done is better than well said, because saying it does not mean you have practically done it. But well done is practically having done it. So it is far better than well said. When you speak so well, like I'm speaking here about parenting, and I go home and I cannot implement this, then my say is of no use to me. But if you listen to my talk and do it right there at your home, role modeling before your children were, then your children will certainly imitate you. One important thing I want to say in the remaining 2 minutes. Parents, learn to love. Not learning, but demonstrate love. Demonstrate love before your children, because love is equally learned. When you love, your children will pick from you. Many children don't know how to love because they have not seen it at home. Father loving the mother, and mother loving equally or taking care of the father. That love demonstrated at home is learned by these children, but also loving the children themselves as parents. We ought to love them. When we love them, then they learn to love others. Some children find it hard to stay along with others. In fact, they have two fears. They fear whether they can find someone to love them. The second fear is they fear whether they can be able to find someone to love, because they don't know. They have not seen it anywhere in life. In fact, most children have seen hatred, fights, war at home. Therefore, they cannot be of value in this world when it comes to love. I encourage you, dear parents, let us exercise love at home. And when we love well, when we love right, our children will copy, will imitate, and be able to demonstrate as they grow. Thank you so much. I want to send greetings to my dear wife, Brenda. I love you so much. My children, Elizabeth, Alice, And Emmanuel, we are yet to have more children. But there are more children at home that we spiritual children that have. But I don't also stop sending greetings to my cousins and sisters. God bless you. We love you so much. Continue supporting this program. And Family TV, a TV that enriches lives.